Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shackcast episode 70. We have a special guest, JStar0420, to talk about a couple of things: Elden Ring, Nightreign, MindsEye, video game prices, and pretty much anything else we can think of. So, welcome, JStar, and please introduce yourself, man.
What up? How y'all doing? How you been? I go by JStar0420. You guys can catch me usually on Twitch. If not on Twitch, I am on YouTube, usually on this channel. But you can also find me on Spotify on a podcast called Verbal Vibe Mode.
We love
I usually
Verbal
talk
Vibe.
on there. Do a lot of things. Mostly we cover movies, gaming, reviews, and things of that nature, and random topics as well. Self-help, things of those natures.
Yeah. And one of the things you do is Weeb Wednesdays, right?
Oh yes, I also do Weeb Wednesdays on my channel on Twitch, where I actually just stream anime. And we have a conversation. I usually bring guests on, usually people that's in the realm of anime. We have topics on those. I usually give them like task on picking episodes and reasons for their episodes, so that way they can just have a little fun with it. I have like a little top, I guess you can say segment called Display of Power. It's one of my favorite ones that I do. Because you pick your favorite character and their biggest moment in that show, and they just show like how strong that they actually are. Like it can be the weakest character actually having that strong moment.
Yeah.
It's like I could let's go for a reference, right? Let's say the Hulk in the first Avengers movie,
Right.
when Cap says Hulk smash, and then he looks at Cap and says, "I'm always angry."
Yeah.
And then he punches that thing. That's a display of power.
Yes.
So it's like you're the chill dude and you just go out and unleash everything.
That's awesome. I love it. So one of the things we wanted to talk about today is Nightreign, and you said you had a couple things you wanted to bring up regarding that.
Yes, Nightreign is like the fast pace that's going on, and the multiplayer that's for everyone. Like it's different. So I want to get into that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're talking 3-player co-op. They're going to have a single-player mode that is also offline. And then they also said, like, hey, we kind of misread this and didn't think anyone would want duos, but we're looking to add duos post-launch. So that was one of the large complaints that we had, like, right out the gate. It was like, hey, what if I only have one friend online? Or,
True.
you know,
it's like,
then we can't play.
It's like sometimes it's like people are like myself that would just want to run solo. I might just have only the one friend that's up at that time.
Which, you know, they have the solo queue and all that, but like if you just wanted to run solo and see how far you can go all by yourself, like you could totally do that, which is really cool. I think a lot of people are going to make videos on that of like how they soloed some boss with some ridiculous build, you know, that type of thing.
Yeah, I can see it by like week 3. Let Me Solo Her has like 4 like completions.
Yeah. Here's how I beat every boss in my underwear. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so what else you got on that one?
Well, I'm more like leaning to classes because there's a new class that's coming in that wasn't introduced during the playtesting. So I'm it's like the executor.
Yeah.
So I don't know enough about it, but it's like it has a sword skill that it's called a curse sword that's going to come into play. I want to learn more about that. Where it says, it says right here from IGN. I'm laughing because I usually don't go to these people.
Same.
But it says
same.
But it says check out the I just said it. Like, why is that rude? Executor. I don't know why that.
Yeah.
Check out the Executor character gameplay revealed in the trailer of Elden Ring Nightreign, standalone roguelike adventure within the world of Elden Ring from Software. Players can get acquainted with the Executor, the character known for his cursed blade and draws power from his reverence as an opponent to rage. So take a look at the later trailer and see gameplay from the Executor coming from Elden Ring Nightreign on May 30th. So that's the only thing I've seen on it. I haven't really seen too much other than like gameplay.
Yeah, same. I just saw that today and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, there's that. I'm not sure. Like, people are still trying to talk about like the potential of crossplay, but I don't really see that happening.
Yeah.
Like, it's a little late in the game to even like still be debating about it.
No. As far as I can tell, it's just like, what do we call it? Cross-gen play, where it's like PS4 can play with PS5, and Xbox.
That's fair, because that's been going on for quite some time.
Yeah.
See if I can get some more about this.
Mm-hmm. While you're doing that, I'm just gonna list out the confirmed classes that we have. So we have the Wilder, which is a balanced all-rounder, effective in speed and attack power. We have the Guardian, which is the bird guy, a tank with heavy attacks and increased damage resistance. Duchess, which is the one I think you were playing in the...
That's my main right there. That's
yeah. So that's a nimble fighter who specializes in stealth and prefers daggers. I don't think you're stealth at all.
No, I'm not a stealth player at all. But she fits my playstyle, though.
Mm-hmm. And what is that? What is your playstyle?
Very strange.
Enlighten us.
Because she's quick enough to play aggressively, but she is a stealth character.
Yeah. Very true. The Recluse, a witch of the deep forest who deftly wields ancient sorceries. So that's your sorcerer character.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I played too much with that one.
That one looks really cool.
We even got to see.
We have the Iron Eye, which is an archer with split-second judgment and pinpoint accuracy. The Raider, a powerful seafarer who favors enormous weapons. The Executor, a katana-wielding, parry-focused fighter. Okay. And then lastly, the Revenant, a summoner specializing in Elden Ring's Spirit Ash mechanics. And that's all the classes we have confirmed so far. But of course, I think they said there's a season pass, right? So we might see more classes, more bosses, more, maybe newer locations.
I'm very interested in seeing how these bottom four come into play, because Wilder was interesting. Guardian, I didn't get that much time. The Recluse, I don't remember playing as the Recluse, and I'm usually like a mage sorcerer main, but I picked the Duchess, I believe, because there wasn't more. So I don't think we even seen Recluse as well. I think we just had Wilder, Guardian, and Duchess.
Yeah,
we didn't see the other
possible.
five, which is interesting.
Yeah, they probably didn't want to show them all off during your tech test, right? Or beta.
Yeah, because I don't remember the Recluse. I do not remember. Magic Cocktail, Soul Bond Song. No, I don't know, dude. What? Glintstone, Pebble, and Arc? Nah, dude, we did not play with this person.
Yeah.
I don't remember. No, we did not. So there's 5 other characters that we haven't seen before.
Which is honestly pretty exciting, yeah.
Iron Eye, okay. I'm looking at he looks badass, dude.
Yeah.
He looks so badass.
It really does look so cool.
He's like, it's like, I guess if From Software did Robin Hood, yeah.
That's the vibe I'm getting, yeah. Which will be really fun to play. Because, archery in the Souls games is usually kind of crappy. Like, the controls suck. Like, it's not like Horizon Zero Dawn or anything,
I think it's because of the pacing of the game that made archery terrible. So being though that this is a pace that should be able to keep up with archery. I want to see how this goes.
Yeah, very fast paced. And I mean, if we were to describe this game to someone who's never seen anything on it or never played this, never played Elden Ring, how would you break it down for them?
Depending on what they have played previously, that's like how would I
Right.
describe it. But a good jump would be like, I guess going from, I want to say, Dreamcast to PlayStation 3 on the pacing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's going from a truly stiff analog playstyle
Mm-hmm.
to like more of a fluid digital thing. If I'm using it right, if I'm saying it correctly for you guys to understand.
Yeah, like more
Like
of an
it's
action
very
adventure
more
game
fluid.
when compared to like a stiffer RPG.
You don't have to play chess in the fight. You know,
True.
it's not like, all right, he's going to go for this combination. I can just, all right, if I block, you got to time your blocks and all that stuff. He's still timing blocks for parries,
Yeah.
but it's not as predictable. You gotta have like a little more. You're on the clock presence. You know, you can't, because you're literally on the clock. You can't play around and just like try to bait the enemy towards you and linger back and try to heal. Nah, dude, it's what I always say: rush him.
Rush 'em. And so
You
it's
gotta
very
rush
much
'em.
like a BR, a battle royale in some ways. That there's like
Yeah, solely, truly, what it is. It's a Souls version of a BR, which it sounds crazy on
Yeah.
paper,
it
but
does.
somehow it works.
It seems like it wouldn't work and that it shouldn't work, and we've never seen, up until like Naraka, we never really saw a game that like tried to do melee weapons in a battle royale format. But yeah, you sort of have like the storm coming in or whatever, that constant pressure of, okay, we got to move as the circle closes and collect our resources, level up, and prepare for the final boss. A lot of different
And I think
mechanics.
that I'm upset. I want to be mad about the 3-player thing, but I think that's perfect.
It's probably the way it's all paced and the way the bosses are designed. It's probably all tailored for 3 players, much like Space Marine 2. It's like, hey, I mean, we'd have to like retool the entire game to make it work for like 4 players or more. They were like, this is just how we designed it.
And honestly, why did I not see the Seekers edition?
Oh, which one is that?
It's just a steelbook. It seems like it's placed in between the collector's and deluxe edition, but it's only like just a steelbook.
Oh, yeah.
Which I find it's strange. It's like the digital art book, mini soundtrack, and DLC, which also comes with the deluxe edition, but the deluxe edition comes with the pre-order gesture.
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused on the difference of these two. Why don't you just say digital version and the physical version? Because it's just oh, it's only for console though. Okay.
Yeah, physical edition only on console. Huh.
What if I wanted a little steelbook for my flash drive?
I honestly never saw the collector's edition either.
Yeah, that's man. I want to get it, but the collector's editions are so like they're out of my realm.
Yeah. That statue does look so cool, though.
These statues mostly, I don't. My bookshelf is mostly filled with manga and light novels, so I don't know where I'm gonna put that.
So you get cards for all the Nightfarers, which are the various classes, and then you get an art book, and then a statue of the Wilder, which is absolutely insane. I'll put it on screen for a moment here. But wow.
What is that? Like 10 inches, 25 centimeters? Like,
yeah, 25 centimeters.
It's the cards thing that's like kind of weird to me. I don't get. Like, what are we starting, like a trading card thing?
Yeah, like what am I gonna do with those? Like, how do I display that? Just like splay them all out on a table? Like,
Literally, the only thing that doesn't make any sense in this edition, like the
yeah.
cards, like the steelbook, the game itself with the DLC, the soundtrack,
Hmm.
even the art book makes sense with the statue. But what is the deal with the cards? I don't understand.
I don't get it. And so what's also interesting, and you might be able to shed light on this, is like you're searching the map for various weapons that are from the main Elden Ring game, and there's like different rarities and different powers on them, and you might want to pick weapons that are more suited to your class, right?
And this is like a letter to like From Software fans
Mm-hmm.
because it has bosses and enemies from demons. I mean, from Dark Souls,
Mm-hmm.
from 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm. We've seen the
So it's
Nameless King from Dark Souls 3, and that giant crab thing. I always forget what it's called, but it's from Dark Souls 2.
Quite
We
a
have
few
some
of them in
screenshots,
there.
yeah.
I know there's at least 2 from each game.
Mm-hmm. And they could easily add more. I mean, they could add stuff from Elden Ring. They could
I think
pull
that's what
from
the
their other
DLC
games.
is for, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, this is a game that we could probably ride out for several years, and it probably won't really get dull. You know, it's meant to be much
And I
like
like
Fortnite
that.
and Battle Royales. It's unpredictable. You never know how each run might go.
From Software is in good standing with me,
Uh-huh.
so they say that there is no purchasable currency,
Right.
and I hope it stays that way. Because don't give me no battle pass type of hoopla. I don't need
No,
that.
definitely not.
Stay away from that, please. Like, you already have my money. Like, don't make me regret it.
Yeah, don't tempt us. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything on like any sort of marketplace or even cosmetics. I'm not seeing anything on that thus
No,
far.
that's fine.
And that would
It's
be
kinda
perfectly
like,
fine. That would be cool, but
it's kind of like, you know what? Ooh,
what's
it
that?
is kind of like a slap in the face to another game.
Uh-oh. Which
It
game is that?
is. Now that I think about it, because I'm like, when is this game coming out? Dark Dungeon.
Dark Dungeon. Um, or do you mean Dark and Darker, or
No, it's not Dark and Darker.
is it,
Dark. Oh wait, what happened to it? Wait, do I have to check like my wish list?
or is it Darkest Dungeon?
No,
No, Darkest Dungeon is
it's a whole nother game.
by Red Hook, yeah.
And then it's probably like at the bottom. You know how when you're like looking through your wish list,
Yeah,
it's not where you need it.
yeah, sort by like date added maybe.
Yeah, probably. But I don't remember when I added that thing. I was doing it by release date. So give me like, I guess, a name. Let's go in alphabetical order. I believe it's the best way I can do that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it starts with a D, so.
Something like that.
I hate when that happens.
While you're looking for that, let's see.
Dungeon Stalkers.
Oh,
that's what it was called.
Okay. Let's see.
It's a dungeon.
Oh, is that the one with like the anime vibes? Yeah.
Yeah, it was like extraction dungeon crawler.
You know what? I think this game can live in peace. Hopefully.
Yeah, truly.
They can both exist, right?
I think they both can exist.
This
at the same
is
time.
PvEVP, whereas Elden Ring Nightreign is strictly PvE as far as we know.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That, like, I'm hoping that it doesn't lean into the PvP thing, you know, because that's what I was like. It's giving me those vibes because they said Dungeon Stalkers was a PvP
Oh my
thing,
god. This
and then
game
it
is
slipped in. And it was
crazy.
like, you know what? PvP is also cool.
The anime girls in the thongs, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, yes, this is video game armor all the way. So that's a planned release date of this year. Yo, what's up, Turbo Dad? Oh, you know what? You know what? I may not have alerts on the interview. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything come through. Let me see what I can do about that.
No alerts. Mm-hmm. Oh, I just opened your. I realized I had something on my screen. Let's move that away. Slide this to the
Gonna
side.
refresh here. Yeah, I will see if I can try replay that. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've played so far of Nightreign?
Nightreign. Okay, so I have played in a few areas that, like in the starting area, it's very open. It's bigger than they did it again, right? So
They did it again.
They did it again. Where so it's you're thinking it's not that massive of a map, and then it's like, oh, you jerks! Like, why are we like doing this again? But you're not mad, right? Right? You weren't mad the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, how much map is it? Because it's dropping you off like a BR game, Battle Royale, in different areas.
Mm-hmm.
So you're only allowed to make it to that center point because of it shrinks. So you don't get to see everything until you play multiple times. But it always and like you do not want to like be underground where things is happening. Like once that thing is like talking about shrinking,
Yeah,
you don't want to be underground, dude. You do
the
not.
storm comes in.
Like that is because you can get trapped.
And it's like a maze, right? Like you're underground in like
And
catacombs or something, and you're just like,
it's from software,
no way
dude.
out.
Like the underground is dangerous. The mazes that you don't know where you're going because it's your first time playing. You're not gonna know anything for the first. I would say the first 3 days.
So
I would say 3
lot
days.
to learn, right?
Like, and I'm talking from somebody that's like, for somebody that's gonna burn this entire opening weekend out.
Yeah.
Like that's somebody that's gonna play, not Thursday, but I'm talking somebody's gonna play Friday night until Sunday evening. They're gonna know where 80% of everything is if they're one of those people I'm thinking of. So about 2-3 days, you should be able to know like where you can like how people play Fortnite and Warzone and stuff. They know where they want to land and stuff like that. It's kind of the same rule would apply for every BR game. So once you learn the area, don't get too comfortable because it's randomized as hell. So
I like
everything's random. Bosses are random. There's only maybe we fought the same bosses and over because the randomization, I'm assuming, was not implemented. Like, but they did keep changing locations for the most part, like some enemies, and we also changed areas. So do not get accustomed to like landing in one spot trying to get all the loot, you know, because first of all, you shouldn't be like looking for loot anyway because you're not going to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you die,
yeah,
you lose everything.
Yeah.
Don't walk in with walk in with nothing and leave with everything. That's what I say.
Yeah, exactly. And you lose all your runes too that you have on you, right? When you die, so you have to go collect it. You collect your runes.
Yeah. Like so. Say if you die within the gameplay,
Mm.
with it, and your buddies are still around, as long as everyone's still alive,
Yeah.
you can recover your items. You can go back and get your stuff, as long as everyone's alive.
Okay. I dig it.
But if that circle is small, you're taking a risk. Like if it's outside that little threshold, you're taking a big risk, because it's like if I'm not mistaken, like the screen gets darker,
Mm-hmm.
so visibility is kind of weird.
Hmm.
So you kind of want to stay in the light, stay in the ring.
Okay.
Oh, there's a recently updated. Okay, these are all more like armaments and stuff like that. Skills. Okay, that has my.
And so loot is organized into color-coded rarities.
Like all BR, like yeah, for that like BR games, you got your purples, your blues, and all that stuff. It's pretty much self-explanatory if you played BRs these days, right?
Yeah.
Secrets though, I'm trying to get to those, like, cause they are wicked with these secrets.
Yeah.
Like, what
and
is the longest
Yeah.
secret that has been found? Like what secret took the longest to find in From Software game? I'm thinking.
I feel like there's always like weird secret areas, or like those areas that are hidden behind walls and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Even that madness ending is kind of hidden between under like a bunch of secrets in Elden Ring, to my knowledge. But like the players work quick, and they spread they spread all that online. They're always posting videos, jumping in forums, and being like, "Hey, I found this. Like, anyone else know where this goes?" Or using the message system in game to sort of point out like, "Hey, there's a wall that you can cut through here and get somewhere secret." Yeah, and I feel like the where was that? I think it was part of the DLC or no, it was part of the main game, where you have to like jump down into that pit to find Saint Trina, and you fight like a whole bunch of stuff, and you like return to her several times, and it'll even add on to the ending of the game with additional dialogue if you've spoken to her.
Oh my god! And I'm sorry, I just remembered. Right?
Yeah.
There's like 3 days of this thing that you can do. I forgot. Like there's a like most BRs.
Oh, okay.
Like you're in and out.
Yeah.
But this thing is 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you have a day boss and a night boss.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, bosses that roam the open world, and then you have like a closed-in arena every night, right?
Yeah,
and then a big final boss at the end.
Yeah, it's your night boss.
Okay.
But you have like your day bosses. I call them day bosses. They don't call them.
Makes
but
sense.
Like, you have day bosses that just roam around. That has nothing to do with like night boss things, and they can still take you out. They drop really good loot. But
which gives us incentive to try to take them down.
Be cautious, because your night boss is nothing to mess around with.
Mm-hmm.
I've had issues with night bosses, and I'm looking, and they got some ones that gave me the blues, and other ones like ruin bears. Oh man,
yeah.
The natural born of the void. Oh, that dude. I know I'm gonna cry. Every dragon.
Oh, the dragons. Yeah. Even in the main game, the dragons are a problem.
Any freaking dragon.
And you also have like passive abilities on your character. You have a unique skill, and then you have an ultimate that you can do as well. So very much like a hero type of game, like Marvel Rivals or Overwatch or what have you, or even Destiny. You have all these different abilities that you can utilize, which is kind of different from how normal Elden Ring plays. Like, you still have spells and weapon arts and stuff like that. But this is something new to the Elden or to Nightreign, I guess. Is the ability to do that.
Wait a minute. They're counting the golem as a guard, as a boss? Huh.
Maybe so.
Strange. Flame chariots as well.
Uh-huh.
I think these are day bosses though.
Yeah.
You got your Godskin Noble, Royal Army Knights, Crystallians.
All our favorite enemies, yeah.
Right, the Crystallians are like, oh my god, that's so unnecessarily difficult.
I saw those kicking your ass, yeah, when you were playing. I was like, damn.
The Elder Line, that's kind of my favorite boss to play against.
Ooh.
The Misbegotten.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that one's cool.
That one's cool too.
I've never fought the Ancient Heroes of Zamar. I've never fought those. Not in Nightreign, at least I don't believe.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But yeah, these bosses, dude. No joke. Especially freaking hippo. The freaking hippo.
The hippo. I like the hippo. That's a crazy fight.
I like the hippo.
Phase 2. He
so
kicks
agile.
our ass.
He's nimble, dude. Like what the hell? For a hippo. What is with like From Software as we're making like nimble, large enemies? Like they shouldn't be able to. Like that's not how physics works. Like they shouldn't move that fast.
Yeah, we have the ants, we have the bats, the dogs. Oh, the finger creepers, the little hands that crawl around, those are going to be in the game?
Yeah, they're definitely going to be in there. Dude, man. It's going to be fun. Just roaming around and finding out these little things.
The glintstone sorcerers that were from the Raya Lucaria Academy.
Mm-hmm. Like, dude.
Pumpkinhead, do you remember Pumpkinhead? He's got like the big gold pumpkin on his head. He's gonna be in that. Landell Knights. Yeah, like you said, the Lion Guardian, Misbegotten, the Omen.
So the Omen, I don't know how many versions or variants we're gonna be fighting on that one.
I think they were in the sewers, and then they were also in the city.
But this Beast of the Night looks crazy, dude.
Was that one under bosses?
Yeah, this is under night bosses.
Okay.
Third one at the top.
Centipede Demon, Fell Omen, Gladius Beast of the Night. That's like the 3-headed wolf. The demi-human queen.
Cerberus or something. Yeah.
The Tree Sentinel with that roam the open world. Yeah.
The Tree Sentinel, I don't know why I've always had problems with Tree Sentinels.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
You freaking suck. Wait, this has a draconic. Wait, a draconic? No, this one is different. I'm talking about the one that's actually like a tree. That's like the enemy that's actually a tree.
Huh.
I kind of want to play Elden Ring now. Shit. Maybe tomorrow, maybe.
Sorry about that, Turbo Dad. I'm trying to get those alerts to come through, but they are not. I appreciate the super chat. DLC time, $25. I appreciate the super chat, man. Thank you so much. I was making a post about how we wanted to get the DLC for Rogue Trader, and I was like, to get everything, it's about $25. And I was like, we'll get in. We'll get in and stream that ASAP. I'm excited. Estelle, Natural Born of the Void. Do you remember Estelle? That was the big giant bug with the tail of I don't know. It's like crystals and beads and everything. It looks like a giant dragonfly.
That dude, the Void. Yeah, he gave me such a problem, dude.
And then, like you said, the Rune Bear is tricky. Libra,
Yeah.
which looks like a giant goat. Got a ram head or something. And then Caligo Miasma of the Night. That's the frost dragon. The ulcerated tree spirits. Those are tough too.
Yeah.
Those are really tough. So yeah, definitely a lot of things. Crucible Knights. Oof.
That's what I was the tree spirit. I got those confused with the sentinel.
Mm-hmm.
I thought like the tree spirits is one that always gave me an issue. They were so difficult.
All of them.
I remember my first tree sentinel. Like that opening of like Elden Ring.
Mm-hmm.
Like where he's just right there. And I did not leave that area until I beat him. And after I beat him, everybody was like, "No, you don't have to. You don't have to beat."
It's optional. You can go around it.
But after I beat him, everyone else was so much easier. Because the amount of runes I got, I was like jacked.
Oh, it's awesome. And so we're going to have the
Them
Carrion
Baroners were
Knights,
fun.
and we're also going to have the Cavalrymen, which are on horseback. Yeah, I mean, it's the greatest hits of all the bosses. You know, just about everything I can think of. And then,
I
of
think we
course,
could have like
the Souls
lived
ones.
without the blossom,
Oh, yeah.
Mandra blossom. Yeah, we could. I think we could have. We could live without that.
Yeah.
That thing has such a long range.
Yep.
I'd rather fight a flame chariot than that thing.
And a lot of poison in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Which I wonder if maybe some of the DLC stuff will make it into this game, because most of these bosses here are from base game Elden Ring, as far as I can tell.
Well, it would make sense to
Well, the
like
hippo was
have
in.
DLCs on the DLC, like for the far as like bosses are concerned.
Bring those in later.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what map they would use, because they like to like mess with us on maps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems to be very like generative and randomized. So yeah, it's possible that they could add in various things that look like locations that we're familiar with in Elden Ring.
Oh no! Don't get me wrong. The only thing that's generated is the placement of enemies and loot. The map is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
You just dropped off in different areas.
Mm-hmm.
The bosses are only that change, so that will like kind of ruin people's day, because you might be like me and always pick the wrong area.
Yeah, for sure. We've been there. Been there many times.
I am not allowed to pick the area we land. I could pick the so-called safest area to fall in, and we hit like dragons galore.
Mm-hmm.
Now you said this was safe.
Yeah, a lot to look forward to for Nightreign, and that is coming this Friday or Thursday night for some of you. So we'll definitely be covering that on our channels, respectively.
Sure will be here.
And it's 3-player co-op, so we'll get the band together for it. Be really fun.
We'll be swapping out and stuff, because everybody's gonna have it.
Absolutely. Anything else you want to talk about on Nightreign?
Nightreign, no, honestly, not right now, because I want to be more like surprised. I feel like I'm digging too much.
Yeah. It's
right now
nice
I'm
to
like
have a little bit
trying
of
to steer
mystery.
clear, and I'm just looking at like enhancements and like boosts.
And we're
and
just
stuff that I
looking
can
at like what's available now, like what knowledge is
Yeah,
out
'cause
there right now. There's
There's
a lot
not
we
of
don't know.
information.
Yeah. This
So
is
like unless, because we can't, like those of us that we can't say too much
all...
like on things that we've seen or like played, like because then there was another like thing to do, like no one saw, but but yeah, it sucks. Like I want to be able to. It's a lot of games I want to talk about it. I can't talk about, but it's like this is like the closest one, and I can say the most.
Yeah, for sure. Well, next, I want to talk a little bit about MindsEye because I know this is a game that we're a little suspicious on because the marketing has been very odd, where it's like it's 1 minute long, like TikTok style videos where it's just showing you action set pieces, right? It's like driving cars and drifting or like running around shooting things and things are blowing up and like it all looks good and we hear dialogue and stuff like that, and everything looks really cool. It's a cyberpunk city, futuristic kind of game. Of course, we have Leslie Benzies working on this from, I believe Leslie worked on from GTA 3 all the way to 5 and also Max Payne 3. Leslie has been producer, game director, in charge of a lot of like creative decisions and narrative and stuff like that. So MindsEye is the first thing from their new studio. And I do have some new details to drop on this, but first I want to hear your thoughts.
My thoughts is it seems like it's because I'm looking, it doesn't even give. Well, no, maybe. Let's see what Steam compares it in my catalog.
Yeah, exactly. What is this game like?
Let's see what Steam thinks I'm gonna think of this game.
Because they've also said that it's not like it is an open world game, but it's an action adventure game. They're not really comparing
Steam
it to like GTA.
Would like to compare this to a Space Marine 2.
Oh, what the fuck?
And First Descent.
Okay.
First Descendant.
What?
That is a weird.
Oh, that is weird. No,
that's not how you sell somebody on the game. That's a
not
weird
right.
leap.
That's not right. Yeah, it just says single player action adventure thriller.
All right, so me personally, I am like very skeptical because I've been burned by a couple other games that look just as good, if not better. So I am waiting on it. It seems like it reminds me of the movie Tenet and Inception that had a baby.
I see that. And I get a lot of iRobot vibes too.
And
like
that's an easy sell because you can be like, oh, it's iRobot or what was that game that everyone liked? The robot game that kind of like dealt with racial things.
Oh, Detroit Become Human?
Detroit, yeah. Human. So it's like you can say that's the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's like you can say that's an iRobot scenario. It's like you can do that with a lot of games. So that's like kind of a
very true.
A easy label to give because you can say that with any game that has robots. Into it.
Yeah, we're always questioning the rogue AI gone wild.
Yeah, so it's like anything with intelligence, you can say that for. So it's like that's a, like a weak thing to do. Like, yeah, it's iRobot. Like, yeah, so is everything else. What else?
Very true. What else you got? Yeah, and this is coming out June 10th, and all we've seen are these like minute-long trailers. Like, there's no gameplay deep dive. We haven't seen. How does this game run in 15 or 30 minutes of gameplay? Like, how does it work? Does it run properly?
That's a lot of resolution they have for these cutscenes, and for the gameplay to not probably be like that.
And they're calling for i7 4070 RTX. I mean,
see, and that's because of what they're using to actually make it look the way it looks. That's the reason for it, because it's obviously telling you that it's CPU intensive.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you need a 7. You can't even use a 5. You need a 7 to just even turn it on. So it's just like you're spending a lot of money for movie quality, but is the gameplay gonna be good?
Yeah.
Like, because we just had that situation with Rock City or whatever that thing was called, Crime City or whatever.
Crime
Boss. Had all these actors, yeah. Yeah, all these actors in it, and it looked amazing, but no one cared.
Yeah, Crime Boss, Rockay City, Michael Madsen, Chuck Norris. Who else was in this? And it
You
almost
name
has
it.
like Payday vibes to it.
Yeah, so it's like I'm. This is a Mind's Eye is a wait and see kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. It's
I,
definitely a risky one.
I'm not gonna pre-purchase it. I want to wait at least some. I want to say 2 weeks because you're gonna have your initial game bashers that bash the people that you see
Anything.
in every release that bashes a game, and then you look at their playtime and it's like 2.8 hours or some shit. So it's like I would rather wait a few weeks, give everybody at least like 15 hours, like I'm talking like the casuals,
Mm-hmm.
and see what they say, because you know that the actual gamers are gonna be playing like the first 40 hours in the first weekend, So it's like I want to wait till some casuals have their own opinions, because you'll have some casuals that actually like this kind of game, and then you'll have like vet trash talkers is just bashing the game, and then 4 months later and they're like reneging on the conversation that they had. Like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. This game, you guys slept on it. I've been telling you guys for months you need to play this game. Like, no, you wasn't. No, you wasn't. You trashed the game during the release of the trailer.
Yep.
So don't do.
Now we're suddenly a different person. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, dude. I like, be real. So I would personally like to wait a few weeks to form my own opinion, like, because I don't want to buy a game that I'm not going to play. I'm still playing Ghost of Tsushima.
Mm-hmm.
So I like I'm still playing Stellar Blade. It's a lot of games I'm still playing that's released in ample time. So Mind's Eye seems like a game that I don't want to put it down, but it seems like it's a AA game with AAA money.
Yeah. Fair to say. I have a couple questions that came through that they asked the assistant game director, and one of them was, why choose a linear storytelling format instead of more popular open world sandbox? And they said, we want to respect players' time. We want them to enjoy the story, and that's why we designed a tight game rhythm that keeps players engaged and lets them absorb and understand the experience. Yet, kind of like GTA, they're going to have side stories with NPCs that support the narrative and expand the gameplay. So it almost feels like you're going to have those GTA like linear missions where it's designed one way, but yet it's an open world game at the same time.
But that's how GTA, like, that question was weird.
Yeah.
Because that's how GTA started. GTA started with, like, 4 was the first online GTA game.
Mm-hmm.
No one even cared or knew that there was an online. We saw it on the box art that it said online, like every other game of the time, and no one cared until we saw, like, we all beat the game and actually played online, because that was a stipulation. You had to beat the game to play online.
Yeah.
So I wish they'd bring that back.
That was really cool. Now,
like, it was a nice surprise to find out there was an online mode, a serious online mode.
Absolutely, I'm here for it. What's up, Marvel? How you doing?
What up?
The big bombshell here that I'm dropping today is something that they haven't promoted like at all in videos. And if I were them, I would make most of my promotion of this game about this. So there is something in the game, or that comes with it, especially on PC as far as my research goes, although consoles may be able to experience this, but maybe not craft it. But there's something called Arcadia, Arcadia, and essentially it's going to be like Roblox. They're going to let you go into the game and create new levels, use any of the assets, the city, everything, and just be able to completely tell your own stories. It's almost like they're letting you mod the game, but there's no coding involved. It's literally just, like playing with blocks. You're just going to move things around, click things into place, and yet you're going to be able to, like, one thing that they brought up was like you could make a zombie apocalypse happen in the world of MindsEye and within the city of Red Rock. You could go in and modify the NPCs' movement and animations and stuff, and just make them zombies and create like a little zombie game. And they also mentioned that multiplayer will eventually come to this game, which kind of reminds me of how Cyberpunk 2077 kind of said the same thing. They were like, yeah, we're gonna do multiplayer like a year later or something like that.
I'm willing to wait as far as that's concerned. Like,
yeah,
I still haven't played Cyberpunk 2077. Like, I have not done most of things. Like, that game's big, honestly. So it's like that's gonna
very big.
Take a lot of time.
And so Arcadia will support everything. You'll be able to make cutscenes, cinematic presentation, player voiceovers, all this kind of stuff. NPC appearances, character models, AI behaviors, media assets will be able to integrate in, create your own cinematic performances and original stories. They said we want Red Rock to become a stage where players can fully express themselves. I think so far, yeah, like they said, multiplayer features will be added later this year, which sounds pretty quick for a game that's coming out in a few days.
Yeah, so...
and apparently you'll be able to upgrade Jacob Diaz's abilities. He has like a drone that can connect into his armor, like on his backpack. There's like of his armor, like a little drone just kind of comes out of that and transforms into a flying thing, and you're able to command the drone. Yeah.
Did they? Hold on, I gotta blow this up. Because did they just make up a new term?
What's that?
ESC, extra seasonal content?
Maybe.
I don't like it.
The new term?
Yeah, because somebody else is gonna take that and run with that extra seasonal content. I don't like that. That's the seasonal pass, like that leaves room for a tier list on a season pass.
Mm-hmm.
Extra seasonal content. I don't like the way that can go.
Very true.
Go left really fast, like MindsEye. Like they didn't know. Like you build a rocket boy, they didn't know what to do. We're gonna really show them what that means. Extra seasonal content. Oh my god, it's gonna be so bad.
And as far as I can tell, the Arcadia mode it's confirmed on PC, but like maybe console may or may not be able to use the tool, but they might still be able to like play stuff that's been made in Arcadia. So almost sort of think of it like Bethesda, or yeah, maybe like Dreams or Bethesda's mods. You know how they integrated that into Fallout and Skyrim and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they pretty much confirmed like you could make puzzle stages, roguelike dungeons, simulation management games, like almost anything you can think of, you'll be able to do this. And what they're saying is it's a visual-based system so that anyone who understands and loves games, even without professional experience, can use it to meaningfully enhance the game. So like all that sounds really exciting, and I honestly would lead with that. I would make a big gameplay trailer and then also show what Arcadia can do.
Did they build this off of IO stuff?
IO Interactive Publishers is the publisher behind MindsEye. Yeah.
Dude, because I'm looking at this trailer over and over, and I'm seeing assets. Like, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know,
it's fair. There's
like a lot of stuff from 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's probably something going on there where maybe some technology or some assets are being shared.
Mm-hmm.
Gameplay.
Why did they go with the Tenet like poster board though? Well, I keep thinking of it.
It really is. It really is. It really does look exactly like the cover. The movie.
I keep thinking of Tenet because it looks like Tenet, which was a decent movie.
Yeah, I like it. Very confusing.
Yeah,
Takes
very
a
confusing.
few watches to
If you've never
really
seen it,
learn
prepare
everything.
to watch it twice.
Yes, yeah, definitely. It's just very suspicious that all we've seen are these minute-long trailers, and they just seem insistent on this marketing plan. And I'm just like, if you have this truly innovative system where you're gonna give us a game development platform within your game, like, shouldn't you advertise that?
To me personally, it's refreshing. Why? Because I think of the days of getting PlayStation Underground magazines where we didn't know anything outside of that information.
True.
And then when we got a game and it was way more awesome than the information we received, or it was lackluster.
Yeah.
You know?
Very true.
So I'm kind of like liking the fact that I don't have as much information to go off of.
Yeah.
Because it could be good.
It could.
Because normally when we get beat in the head with information, the game doesn't come out, or it's way worse, or it's stuck in early access hell.
Yeah.
Or development hell. So it's like, yeah, we're doing all this thing. Like, dude, who are you robbing for this money? Like, because it didn't seem like they were like asking for much. This is a basic game price, $60. It's not that $70 game. It doesn't have a deluxe edition or anything. Yeah. So it's very interesting to see. Because they're only asking regular price. It does look like a AAA game. But will it play like one? Could still be like a single or AA game. Mechanics are stiff as hell, clunky. It can be a lot going on.
Very true.
But I'm more interested in the fact that it's not trying to push it on me. It's like, hey, like, we got a game coming out. You might want to keep an eye for it. You might want to like try this out. And that's like what I'm getting from this.
And for Benzies to venture out from, GTA and leave Rockstar to go do this, it's either got to be really good, or it's like another one of these experiences where we see a creative director or somebody leave a studio and then they just make a shitty game. Like,
what if?
Yeah.
What if we have another Titanfall scenario on our hands?
Oh, okay.
Like, what if we have that?
How so?
Because remember when all those people for Titanfall left Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And did their thing. So what if we do have another like that scenario on our hands? So I don't want to bash and speak too early, count my chickens before they hatch.
Yeah.
But I kind of like have that in mind as well. It's like, we might have a really sleeper on our hands, and because we were bashing Titanfall before it came out. Like, it looks awesome, but no, we're not gonna play. And then we all played, and we were like, this is the greatest thing ever.
Because it was PvP only, no campaign, but then Titanfall 2 came in with the campaign and the PvP.
And the PvP. Like, what?
But I think they both launched in between, like, Call of Duty and Battlefield games and stuff.
I think
so it was kind of rough.
EA is a gaming terrorist. I'm not going to say it.
It's kind of fair to say. Shit.
I'm going to say it.
Gaming terrorist?
Like, because they get ideas, amazing ideas.
Yep.
And they intentionally butcher them for financial gain.
Anthem.
Good story from what I heard.
Yeah.
Good, like, decent gameplay.
Yeah.
But we want money, so we're going to ruin the game.
The store, this is atrocious. All the good stuff, all the customization was hidden behind pay me.
And you want to know what it is? It's because they think us as valued gamers, so they claim. They think we're financially irresponsible.
Oof.
That's what it boils down to. Because a kid, let's say a good kid, straight A student, Mom, Dad, I want this game, that game, and this game for Christmas. I want that game and this game for my birthday. And what happens? They get all those games because growing up as a kid, those games didn't release this frequent.
Yeah, very true.
They, for some reason, they think gamers are Rockefellers, or we would rather starve than play a game. You know, I was like, no, I won't eat this month, so I'm just gonna go ahead and buy the deluxe edition for this game.
Right.
So it's like I think that EA is like gaming terrorists. So we all know the other book place that's also like a gaming terrorist. Like, you know, that place, they also done some things.
Yeah.
But yeah. And I think it just motivates other people because it misled. The only people I also blame that don't want to take credit is Bethesda.
Mm-hmm.
Because they showed everybody that how financially irresponsible we are. Because everyone bought like that horse armor and stuff. And they were like, they're spending how much money on horse armor? They're creating new accounts, adding to the Xbox. What was it called back then? It wasn't. What was it called back then? Core. Xbox Live Core setting. So it's like that money, that era ruined gaming as it is now.
Yeah, the advent of DLC, yeah.
Because it didn't, no, not even DLC, just paying for online gaming in general, that whole slew of what Xbox did. Because it set a precedent to where, though, now there is some type of monetary gain that you have to pay to play online, unless it's PC.
Yeah.
And that told shareholders that they don't care about anything else. We're just cattle. They're going to spend their money regardless. They didn't tell people that we are like, and I want to say in most mediums, gaming is the most outspoken, whether it be political or just opinionated people. We're the most opinionated group of media consumers.
Sure, yeah. It's fair to say.
So it's like, you want to try to, I would say, oppress us with these prices and just like beat us in the head and just tell developers like, no, you need to do this. Like, case in point, what happened to Redfall? Forcing developers to do things for monetary gain that they don't normally feel comfortable with doing in the first place.
I would say Gotham Knights and Avengers also kind of fall in that territory of like, we're doing things, or even Suicide Squad. They're doing things that they're not used to doing, and you're forcing like the battle royale or whatever type of looter shooter formula into games where it shouldn't belong.
Because it's funny when you think about it, because Fortnite is the catalyst, not the. I don't want to say the catalyst or the ignition. I want to say it was like the third explosion. Sure. You know. Because it was going on before that, but when Tencent saw what Fortnite was doing, they made everyone else do it. Because if you know, you know.
Very true. Everyone wants a Fortnite.
Tencent owns a lot. So they literally made everybody do this. They were already getting money from their Asian market, and they were like, look what happens over here. I guarantee you it will happen everywhere else if we just nudge it enough. So I think that's what happened. They nudged it enough to where as though you couldn't look anywhere else. It was like, I look at Tencent and EA as the corpos from Ready Player One. like the suits from Ready Player One. Like, we can give you this much advertisement before we can induce a seizure. Like, dude, what? Are you trying to borderline kill someone? Like, come on, dude. Like, we can charge them $120 before taxes, before they pay their rent. You know, before they, because remember, like, we used to get game releases on Tuesdays only in the middle of the month.
I remember that.
Now they're Fridays. They're taking over weekends and stuff like that. They're coming out on holidays. It's wild. Like, Christmas used to be just the most dangerous and predictable time. Now it's like you never know what time of the year you're gonna spend $300-$400 in a season.
Very true. Yeah.
Like the $300-$400 was reserved for the Christmas time.
Yeah.
You know, you were gearing up at the end of the summer, and fall you started to get financially responsible and stuff like that. You knew what you wanted. So it's like now it's like, it's June and I'm about to spend $250 on 2 games.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, dude, where are we at with this pricing? And I'm saying this,
mm-hmm.
and I'm still agreeing with the devs that they do deserve more money.
Right.
These games do deserve to cost these prices, but it's like, it seems like it's the wrong time to try to do that. Like, if you were to have this argument in 2016, 15, you would have had it, no problem.
Yeah.
But you've done this during not one, but 2 financial crises.
Yeah.
You had the world crisis, which was the pandemic,
mm-hmm.
and then you had the U.S. crisis that affected the global economy.
Yep,
so it's
a
like
self-created problem. Yep, our country.
Like we're great again. We're in a Great Depression. Like at this point,
we're getting so depressed.
We're getting so great. We're depressed. We're tired of winning.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird. They're not wrong for wanting their money,
mm-hmm.
but they're also crazy to try to convince that to convince the shareholders that things cost that much.
Right.
Because what game that's about to, hold on, because I would love to use this as a reference. It's coming out soon. It's that game that's made by like that one dude. Where is it? Oh crap, is it not coming out this year? I thought it was. Or it might have came out already. No, it's not Wuthering Waves. No, it's not that. It's that one game that this dude, he made it by himself. It's one person. Oh, I can't find it.
There's a couple of those, yeah.
So you mean to tell me like you guys need millions upon millions
hundreds
of dollars,
millions.
hundreds and tens of hundreds of $1 million to make these games that's completely fucking trash, to where as though that you have to close down your studio.
6 to 8 years of dev time, right? Yeah.
And then there's this dude in a fucking cave with a box of scraps.
Yeah.
Doing his thing.
Tony Stark did this in a cave with a box of scraps.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can't tell me that these people need the money to do these things. Like, I've seen better with less.
Yeah, very true. And that's why we're seeing these indie studios come in and just completely destroy the market.
Looking at free games.
Or even just games like Black Myth Wukong, Space Marine 2, Helldivers,
right.
Just taking basic concepts and not
Sifu
getting lost. Yeah, Sifu, not even getting lost in the sauce. Like, just make a game with really cool gameplay, and it practically sells itself. Word of mouth just takes it for a ride. And then streamers naturally adopt it, all into it. Oh, that's right. A24 is doing an Elden Ring movie. Yeah.
Oh, it's called Lost Souls Aside. That's the game I was thinking of.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah.
And PlayStation picked them up?
Yeah.
So I was like, I find it hard to believe that you guys need all this freaking money.
Mm-hmm. Because this looks like a AAA game. It looks like something that's been made by, hundreds or thousands of employees. Yeah.
Like, so you're kind of like, now it's hard. I'm a hard sell after seeing something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not going to tell me you need millions of dollars and you still deliver something that's not worth my $40.
And you can make a great game, like, say, Spider-Man 2, and still experience layoffs at your studio.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's insane about how much the market has grown, and the bubble is about to pop.
Word. I need to take care of something, so could you give me my 3 to 5 minutes?
Yeah. I can keep talking here. So yeah, that is very true. We're seeing a lot of games like this, but then we're seeing sort of an advent of like a return to form here where, like I said with Black Myth Wukong, Space Marine 2 and stuff like this, we're starting to see like linear games come back right now. And that's really exciting. So we're seeing like linear games that run well, that are really fun. Not everything needs to be an 800-hour open world, massive game that costs hundreds of millions of dollars. And much like, the Marvel movies and, just various movies that are coming out now that cost hundreds of thousands to make, and then the marketing budget is like $100,000. And then they need to sell like $1 billion worth of tickets in order to break even. We're seeing that same problem in the gaming industry. And, that bubble is about to break again. And devs are going to have to realize, like, hey, maybe we need to approach game development in a different way. Raising the prices doesn't necessarily solve all the problems, but we do know that games for a long time were priced at $50 and then gradually went up to $60. And now they're trying to go to $70 or $80. And games have been just inflation proof. We haven't seen game prices raise for decades, whereas, food prices go up, gas prices go up, all these various things go up. And as me and Jay might want to talk about later, wages stay relatively stagnant. If anything, maybe you get a 10-cent raise every year. And I mean, that doesn't really change anything about, your purchasing power. Your rent goes up every year.
Okay.
Welcome back.
I'm back. I will tell you what happened in transition while we're switching, because it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, for sure, man. So I was just getting into the big topic about how game prices are going up, and yet wages are a bit stagnant, especially in the American economy, right?
Right. Well, that's been going on for, I want to say, at least like 2 decades, which is strange.
Yeah.
For the past 20 years, like, funds has not changed with the times.
Yeah.
Everything has gone up. Like, we were at a time where things were like leveled out. Like, we were leveling out. We were plateauing on finances. And then it kind of like spiked up to where as though things started to cost more and more and more. And ideas like to get things cheaper got put on the back burner, which is a strange thing to do.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we need to make things cheaper, but those plans need to put them to the side. We're not talking about those right now.
Yeah, no, we got to make some money.
And we're poor. We need to make more money. But this is a plan to make money. Let's start by saving some money.
Yeah.
Cutting expenditures. Like, we don't need these things. Like, the amount of money we spend on unnecessary, like, sectors in this country, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Like, it's weird.
Now, with the rising game prices, I know we want to talk about this, the fact that, Nintendo has, raised the price of the latest console, the Switch 2, and how Mario Kart is now an $80, $90 game, depending on your region, stuff like that. So everyone is kind of coming out and blaming Nintendo. They're like, hey, why are you doing this? This is way too expensive. We can't afford this.
I'm not blaming Nintendo. I'm blaming Xbox.
Okay. All right. Why so?
Because Xbox was the first one to change their prices. Xbox changed the prices on something that didn't even matter. We are at the end of a life cycle, and they raise prices?
Yeah.
Who goes the opposite way? Like, normally things get cheaper the closer you get to the end of the life cycle. So that just tells me that this is it for Xbox.
Yeah.
And they kind of like is taking the industry with them.
Series X and S had a $100 price hike across most of their variations of different hard drive sizes and whatnot.
which was kind of like messed up on my part because I should have been bought an Xbox, but I had no reason to because I had PC.
Now with Game Pass, yeah, and you got a PC.
Yeah, I had no reason to because Xbox Game PC was so good. Like, it was so good, dude. Like, I didn't need to buy an Xbox. All the games I was worried about not being able to play because I didn't have an Xbox, I was able to do on Game Pass. But yeah, I'm blaming Microsoft because they kind of leaned in on that model of giving out free things and then rolling out. Because Xbox was the first one. You know, Xbox games were gold. I wasn't a PC gamer when that came out, so I don't know if Steam or anybody else, because Epic is like still fairly new. I think that's like 10 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they were still giving, if they were also issuing out free things. PlayStation didn't hop on the bandwagon to extremely, like, to the next generation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they didn't, what was it, like, when the PS4 dropped, that's when they were in beta for the PlayStation Plus stuff. It was called PlayStation Now at the time, though.
Mm-hmm. I remember
because I still have like the beta stuff like, from that. If I look, I'm pretty sure in the file cabinet somewhere I got the letter from Sony asking me if I'm down to join. It was like, it's like a card thing.
Gaming history, yeah.
So it's like, I don't recall anybody else. I just like, I think Microsoft is just ruining gaming and taking it with them and letting everyone else take the fall. Because it was Microsoft that was pushing EA to do a lot of these things. Like, they ended up losing their NBA contract and all that stuff. Like, they were pushing things. So, I don't know. They need to like reevaluate who started this whole thing. Because it was Xbox from the beginning.
Yeah, and Sony has raised...
It was horse armor from day one, and now it's like whatever BS that they got going on.
Sony raised the PS5 prices in 2022 just a little bit, and then in this year, in April, in Europe, UK, Australia, New Zealand, they raised it anywhere between like 40 and 70, dollars, euros, pounds, whatever, just based on your region. But I mean, yeah, seeing the games go up to $70-$80 now, seeing consoles get up in
because
600, anywhere between $500 and $700 or more. Depending
these
on
people
what
don't remember when Earthworm Jim was like $70.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo games were costly at the time, and I didn't even know.
Mm-hmm. They were.
So imagine paying like $40 for Dig Dug and Galaga.
For a very baseline experience.
What, that 8-bit experience?
Mm-hmm.
And now we're getting like all the Ks in resolution. Like, we got polygons. We're not even dealing with pixels no more.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
I want to know what's the next step from polygons. Like, fabrication? I don't know.
Something crazy.
What has more sides than a polygon that we can actually use?
I know when they were revealing stuff at the PlayStation, when they did that reveal where it was a game, but we wanted it to be a real game, and they were diving into what they called it. It was like prismatic something that they called it. That it was like even more detailed than a simple polygon. Like, it was, I don't know.
Yeah, I do remember that. That was a that was a long ass time. Dude, how did you mention that? This was like when they was lumens, when they were like bringing in lumens and stuff.
Yeah, I think it was Lumen. Yeah.
It was around that time when they started introducing that.
Nanite and
Yeah.
Lumen
Nanite,
Tech.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Nanite.
that
That's what it
might
was.
be kind of the next
That's
the
it.
next
That's
evolution
it.
here.
Nanite would be the last thing.
At least for
Because
now, you know.
now we're like pixel peeping and we're getting very
Yeah,
particular.
we're getting very meticulous here.
Because like Nanite, that's a big step, dude.
But I was also mentioning that, the gaming boom is coming because, it's costing us hundreds of millions of dollars to make games. And much like the movie industry, you have to sell like hundreds of millions or $1 billion in order to like break even or have any sort of profit and be able to keep your studio in business.
But
And
that's just the entertainment industry as a whole.
yeah,
So
we might
that's how
see a
it goes.
boom overall. Yeah.
Because like musicians and all that, they go through the same issue.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta think about it. The amount of money that these people have to spend to have the experience about the music that they write about.
Mm-hmm.
Like let's say like R&B singer, right?
Yeah.
They have to go through all the steps of getting into a relationship, spending all that money in the relationship, and then breaking up. Like that's a lot of money wasted, dude, just to make one song
Yeah.
or an album.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot,
It is.
So it's like it's I would say a form of method acting. Like if you want to go down that route.
Mm-hmm.
So you would. It's a lot of things that you can go for as pricing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's justifiable in today's standard because you're just finding expenditure excuses.
Mm.
I had to focus on this cup of coffee that cost me $18 every cup, but so I had to come here for the past 5 months to study the condensation on this cup. It's like it's like it doesn't make.
We
any
need to spend
sense.
money on that. Yeah.
Like I wonder what is Rockstar's budget when they send their researchers out.
Yeah.
Because they're good. I'm not taking anything away from Rockstar because they do good research.
They do a good job. Yeah.
They do a good job.
The
But I would like to see
condensation
the
on the
books.
beer bottle in GTA 6, like everyone's freaking out about that. It's like it's Rockstar.
Bubbles.
Like they can afford to spend that much time and money, but not every dev can do that.
But the most interesting thing about that is the time they took to make it.
Mm-hmm.
It took them that forever to do 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
You took 4 years to make this one? Come on, dude.
Yeah.
You're telling me, so you started making this game after the brothers left? You waited till the last bro left, and then it was like, you know what? Let's make a new GTA.
That has me concerned, yeah. But it might still turn out good. I think it will, hopefully.
I know it will. It's Rockstar. I'm pretty sure that there was already, like, the script was done.
Yeah.
By the time they left. Everything was already done. I'm pretty sure they're still getting credit for this.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm pretty sure. I'd be surprised if they didn't, in all honesty.
That would be
I get to the end of
unusual.
the game and I don't see their names, none of the Hausers' names.
Mm-hmm.
Like not even in the music and like portion, like nothing. They had nothing to do with this. I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
I don't believe you.
But I truly believe that gaming needs to reevaluate. We all need to like be audited on this because I don't see a lot of. Oh, let me see. Let's go on. Let's look at my gaming.
Yeah.
Let's look at recent games that I believe that is worth the. Can't talk about that. Can't talk about that.
Yeah, no, don't breach NDA here.
I had to skip like 4 times.
Yeah. There might be games that we're excited for that we allegedly don't know anything about and haven't played yet.
I know nothing about.
Yeah.
Like I still get questioned to this day on how I know GTA was coming out when it is.
Yeah.
I can never tell. I'll never tell my secrets. Oh, dude. Damn it. All right, so I guess I have to go through this whole thing. But Dune, I don't see that costing the way it is.
Mm.
Because what the $60, $100 or $70 to $100 that they're asking for. I see $40 and get your money from microtransactions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which they're totally gonna do. Like they're gonna have customization for building and for the outfits for your characters, much like Conan Exiles. Like,
Right. So
they're gonna make their money on the back end.
You're gonna make your money, but why bother? Like trying to like dig in everyone's pocket.
Mm-hmm.
What is the other one called? Oh crap! It is called what? What is the other Pearl Abyss game that they got coming out? Crimson Desert.
Oh yeah.
Also, I would say a $40 game.
Yeah, they might buck
I think they're
that
only
trend.
charging. Yeah. I think they're only charging to, and it's well deserved. I'm not gonna lie, but I only think they're charging to recoup from Black Desert.
Okay.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
So you got that.
Gorgeous game.
Call of Duty has made its bet as a free game, so we're gonna leave it at that. Now, have you heard the talks? I might be speaking too soon. Of Fallout 5. Never mind then.
Yeah, I don't think I know anything, honestly.
Never mind.
Just that,
I didn't say anything. I didn't say.
just saying the word is treason.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, never heard of it. Crazy.
Like you got Helldivers that was priced right. It was like $40, dude.
40, yeah. Payday,
That's
40.
perfectly priced.
Payday's been dropping their games at 40.
Like $40 is a decent price for I guess games of that nature, a service game. I really do not put Helldivers in the service category. It's a weird service that they have.
Yeah, where it is sort of a live service because it keeps growing. They keep adding more and more and more.
It's more of a analog thing. It's not autonomous. So whereas though like there's somebody that's like, all right, you do this, and then we'll holler at you the next DLC. You know, whereas that's autonomous, and then this is more analog manual where there's freaking Joel making our lives difficult.
He's about to destroy Super Earth is what he's about to do. We might lose the whole thing here.
Right? So it's like you got games like that that's like it you feel like it deserves more, but it's well priced.
Yeah.
Like because you're not mad at the price, and if they want more money, which they have not explicitly asked for, but they just is like, hey, this is a thing. If you want to spend the money, you can earn the money. So it's like I want things like that, like the understanding of like your consumer's pocket.
Yeah. And make your money through like mass sales rather than higher prices. You know, just be like, wow,
because
this game's really affordable. Let's all buy it. It sounds fun.
Because my thing is, if at the end of the quarter you're looking at SDB stuff, and your game is $70, whose fault is it?
There you go.
Like your game costs $70, and you're only looking at Steam database for your concurrent players after like the financial quarter is over, and you're like, well, our player count is kind of low. Well, and it peaked. We had like 250,000 people playing, and now we were struggling to keep 80,000. Well, people bought the game for the hype, but you didn't know how to keep your players.
And
like you sold the idea, but the concept couldn't run on its own.
True.
And that's the problem with like pricing. Like it's not, the value is no longer there. like a game, I want to say 6 Days in Fallujah.
Yeah.
Another $40 game.
Yeah.
Personally, I think it should have been like a $20 game.
Okay. I could ride with
Given
you
the
on that.
obscure thing, like how obscure it is.
Uh-huh.
Because it's a very niche market. The difficulty is set to fuck you.
That's very true. This is real war. This is not a game. This is a simulation, you know. This is based off of real events, real stories from Iraq.
Right. So it's like that one is like somewhat overpriced, but like if you want to bring it down in sales, you can just pick your like. I think they're just doubling up on pricing of games, right? Yeah. All our AAA games are usually like $25-$30, but they're trying to sell it to us for like $70.
Yeah.
Our AA games are like $15, and they're trying to sell it to us for $40.
Yeah. Technically, Stardew Valley, right? $15 game, always has been. You know. I will mention that the Expedition, SnowRunner, MudRunner, and the latest game, Roadcraft, which has you, you know, using all the big trucks to like clean up after natural disasters and rebuild stuff. It's launched to great reviews, and all these games have launched around $30 or $40, which is pretty approachable. Really good.
Right, because it's a niche market.
It is.
Right? And niche market people do not have a lot of money. I'm gonna tell you that now.
And they love their little niche, you know? They just want to play within their sandbox.
Everything. That Simulator, I would give Simulator their own genre.
Yeah, I think so. Simulator being its own genre, yeah.
Like you have your electric simulator, electrician simulator, all types of. Only the simulator I'll just leave out is Goat Simulator. That don't count. That was very confusing.
Sure.
But yeah, like that's its own genre, and I think that it's very good. You have your slice of life genre, which is what Sims, and the new game MindsEye or something like that. That's $40.
Yeah, very approachable. Right? And it's a new IP, so it's a bit of a risk coming in. So you don't really want to charge $80, right?
And I think they could have got away with the 60.
Probably. You have a lot of Sims fans that are used to spending a lot of money. But most of that money is on the back end, to be fair.
Yeah, on the DLCs and stuff. So, and it has a lot, so I could only imagine how nuts a DLC for that game would be.
Yeah.
Like, what could you do? Like, make, I guess, what? A better driving mechanic. Because driving is trash in that thing.
Did you ever tap into MindsEye at all?
Mostly I just watched other people play. I got in to play like everyone else, but I didn't play. Like I got the demo. I'm actually looking at the demo right now. Like I have it, but I haven't even installed it. Oh no, I'm lying. I do have it installed. I just haven't played it.
Okay, yeah. I'd like to check it out. I think it looks cool, and you know.
I do plan on buying it, but I'm afraid of that game.
Yeah. You could lose yourself to that one.
A second life in that thing. That's what I'm afraid of.
And if it were multiplayer, I think it'd be over. It'd be done. We're all.
I think that would have killed. It would have been. You would have caused the second pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like Animal Crossing, like that.
Yeah, dude, that would have been a whole nother Animal Crossing scenario, dude. Wow. Imagine they would have made that. Oh, dude, that would have been so bad.
Yeah. You'd never see some people again.
Never see people. And then if it was crossplay, dude. Like, I hope. Oh, it's a little too late now. Maybe, but I hope that they pick up on that. That Sony dropped the ball by not doing anything with PlayStation Home.
Yeah, very true. I agree. I was there.
They really. I remember getting the call for the beta. Like, because back then Sony would call your house. Yeah, they would call like, "Grandma, get off the phone! Get off the phone!
Get off the phone."
I remember like talking to a representative from Sony about it, like things I could do and couldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
And like, excuse me, give me a second. Grandma, get off the phone.
Get off the phone.
Talking
to Sony.
I just remember those times, like, dude. They dropped the ball on that one because I can only imagine how, because they were, I don't know if they're still doing it. Hold on, let me look it up. PlayStation.
Because you had like your own apartment, you had like themed areas based on games. You could go bowling, you know, all sorts of different activities with your friends. I mean, they could have expanded that with every franchise they create, you know,
with every generation.
Yeah. In every generation.
It started with the 3. I can only imagine how sick it would be now, like VR and all that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So they did homebrew it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can play PlayStation Home on PC, but I'm pretty sure that there's like a lot of stuff missing.
Okay.
But they are working on trying to get it back. And I think Sony will stop them right at the door.
Yeah, probably will.
I think Sony's gonna pull up Bethesda.
Yeah.
Then they're gonna be like, "Yeah, dude, we're almost done. 2027," and then Sony was like, "Hey, here's the copy of it for real." Like, that pull up Bethesda.
Don't do that to me.
That was a dick move, dude.
Yeah.
Bethesda, that was a piece of shit move, dude.
Same day as Fallout London, right?
No, that was Oblivion.
Oh, the Oblivion thing. Yeah. Because they were putting Oblivion in Skyrim, right?
They were remaking it, and they were doing an awesome job.
Yeah.
And Bethesda came in out of nowhere. It was like, here's a shadow drop, and all of you guys that were making the game, here's a free copy.
Yeah.
Now stop what you were doing. What?
Cease and desist.
Like the time that they spent trying to make that, and you just slapped them in the face? Oh, dude. And there's nothing they can do about it either.
Mm-hmm.
Not like they can sue for anything. There's nothing.
You were doing this, you know, as a passion project,
labor
essentially.
of love, you know, passion project. That was the coldest thing I've saw in 2025.
Yeah,
and I saw a lot.
Crazy.
I saw a lot of things.
Super crazy.
But that was super cold.
Another thing.
So I hope Sony doesn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One thing relating to pricing is Destiny 2. They announced that all their future expansions and updates and stuff are going to be free so that, you know, players can just come in and play. You don't have to be like, oh, do I have this expansion on this console? Is it cross-play? Can I... remember how difficult that was for us?
Yeah, I have DLC everywhere.
Yeah.
I can play.
And you're like, what have you played? You need to like look around and be like, okay, did I do that one? Or do I need to play this in order to understand what Aaron wants me to jump in and play today? Like,
yeah, like, dude, like,
I'm a lifer.
There was so much.
Yeah.
There was so much.
It's a little too late, but like at the same time, I think they're trying to reinvent how people approach Destiny, and they're trying to make it more approachable. Obviously, the free-to-play change was huge and brought a bunch of people, but now that the Light and Darkness saga concluded, it's like a lot of people were just like, yeah, that's it. You got 10 years of my life, you know, moving on.
Yeah. But then it's like you have some people that are looking for that forever game.
Yeah.
But not everybody wants to make the forever game. If you want to play the forever game, there's WoW over there.
WoW,
Go ahead
WoW
and
has
do
been
that.
out forever.
LOL and all that. You can play those games if you're looking for a forever game.
Mm-hmm. And I don't see myself leaving Destiny anytime soon. As long as they're still there, or there's still something for me to play or grind for, I'm always there.
Yeah, and that's awesome. Like, as long as the game can keep you engaged and they can push the story forward, because understandably so, the scenario where that you lose an actor,
Yeah.
so you can't really progress the story like you want to, because you want to send off that character, because you want to, that actor or actress has created that, like, made that character their own.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
You
like,
can't just
how
recast.
could
Yeah.
you recast that without offending no one?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you want to offend your new fan base? Do you want to offend your previous fan base, or your returning fan? You don't want to do those things. And then if you do an improper send off, you kind of like shot yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to send off the character in a wrong way, and then all the while to just bring that character back.
Yeah.
Like, don't stop that. Let's stop doing those. Even if nothing happened to the actor or actress, let's stop doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah. It undermines that character's journey.
Like, you erase all the emotional trauma that you caused.
Yeah.
To bring someone back.
Yeah.
Leave that for prequels and stuff like that. Like, yay, this person was there at this moment. Don't use that as a pretense to make a prequel. Like, yeah, that person's dead and that was our cash cow. So how about a prequel?
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Like,
Now,
speaking, I like the idea of forever games, though.
Forever games are good, yeah. To always have something that you can kick back and jump into. Good old reliable game. Relating to bad business decisions and price hikes and all this kind of stuff, we have a lot of controversy with Bungie's latest game, Marathon, which I want to get into one thing that we haven't discussed with Marathon yet, but apparently morale after the art theft, which I can explain in greater detail, morale at Bungie is at an all-time low, and apparently it's the higher-ups at Bungie that were like, no, this needs to be a PvP extraction shooter.
Suits, like we were just saying earlier.
Yeah, and they were saying, like, the devs were like, well, what about a PvE mode? Like, we could crank up the bots' difficulty and all that stuff, and more enemies, and try to work in a story and stuff, and higher-ups are just like, no. And now they're learning, like, player feedback is like, we want prox chat, we want PvE, we want some sort of, like Tarkov, we want, like, a trading market to be able to, like, trade guns or valuable quest items or whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. And then you have the art theft situation, which is, some indie artist, her art, anti-real, her art was stolen and put in the game, and now they had to shut down their latest live stream and not show any gameplay because they were like, we need to go through all of our art now, every sticker, every piece of graffiti. We need to go through everything in the game and make sure that it was created by one of our people. Yeah.
But it also shows, like, these guys are pressuring these devs for nothing, because now we're in a state of people are just AIing shit,
Yeah.
Like, all right, I can't think of anything. I'm in a wall.
Yeah.
But I have references.
Yeah.
Let me AI some things. And AI will do what AI does, potentially grab some existing art. Mm-hmm. And here we go again with the Pokemon and this game scenario, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's hard to find out. It's hard to hear when a developer has to shut down and rethink everything. Maybe this could put another 8-month hold on a release. Yeah. On top of whatever happens.
Supposed to come out in September. There's no way.
Right, so 8 months from September, then you'll get your game.
potentially.
So whenever they say, I always look at this. Whenever someone says we're doing a delay,
Mm-hmm.
you count that, you start that clock from their original release date.
Yeah.
Like if they say it's coming out in June, they're like, we're gonna take a few month delay. You start that clock after that release date that they initially stated.
Yeah.
Because you're only gonna hurt yourself, and if you don't like reevaluate immediately, you're kind of ruining the perception in the industry. Not just your company. The entire industry is not about to get looked at because of this.
Yeah.
Because it's the second time this happened. Within 10 years. It's probably more that I'm missing, but I'm big things, big names like undeveloped, like grabbing stuff, assets, or illustrations from other people.
Bungie has had 4 incidents of this, but this is the first time that it was someone within Bungie and not like a studio collabing with Bungie. So,
right.
4 times. Yikes.
So it's really discouraging to hear that, because now you got to look with a magnifying glass at everyone else, like, because now if you make something, I make something, G makes something, or somebody's like trying to show off artwork, right? And because we're streamers and content creators,
yeah,
our artwork might accidentally end up on some algorithm.
Very true.
Or like something similar. So it's kind of like we're in a weird space when it comes to technology. Because people are lazy. They don't want to do anything, understandably so. And not only that, they're getting time crunched by people that don't even know how to tab over on a computer.
Yeah, they don't know shit about game development.
Right? They don't know how to get to the emojis on their phone.
This is a game for shareholders to please them,
so it's
make
like,
some money.
And that's why I always tell people, like, speak with your wallet. No matter how much hype this game has or whatever, don't buy it.
Yeah.
Like, not speaking on Marathon, but in general, like for gaming in general, like if it's doing too much and the suits are getting involved and they're the cause of it, don't spend the money.
Yeah.
Because all your griping and discord that you're having with the game and the industry is coming from some dudes that put a suit on before they get in their car. So they probably don't have to start work until 10, 11 a.m. So those are your problems, you know? They don't have to be there on their computer. They probably don't own the programs that you need. They probably don't even know what Unity looks like and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? So it's like your problems are stemming from your parents. Your mom and dad are like telling you to pause your online game right now. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. Mom, I can't pause this.
Like, well, they have money. Like, our demographic are now the adults. Which is true. I'm not even going to argue.
And that's
with
the
that
problem they're having. The reason why they made Marathon was they were saying the Bungie audience is getting too old. They're in their 30s and 40s now, and they become responsible adults with jobs, and they're careful on how they spend their money. Don't be, you know.
And that's
we shell out the money. We do for some of the stuff, like, you know, we hit the Eververse and we buy all the cosmetics, but it's not the same scale as, say, Fortnite. And that's why they're like trying to make Marathon a game where the younger audience will be like, oh yeah, we got to buy this, we got to buy that.
That's the thing, right? But it's like, you know? it causes you $5 a day to shut a kid up.
Yeah.
Right? Like $5 in V-Bucks.
Oh no.
That's how you're getting over, and that's like, you know, like, all right, James, did you do your homework? Yes, Mom. All right, why are you jumping off the wall? Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Go on the end. I need V-Bucks. Oh my God, come here.
There you go. Here's your V-Bucks.
All right, so it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. We live in a rough age where Pampers are running the money. Like, you got old dudes in Pampers, and then you got young dudes in Pampers, and they're fucking up the gaming industry. So it's like what can we do? Like, what is the issue?
And I think the other thing that we might have talked about a little bit, but I wanted to bring it back out, is the idea that they're bringing back the brand name of Marathon, and okay, there we go. And Marathon was known as a single player game, and we're not seeing like some of the alien races and various things from Marathon. You know, a lot of older gamers are like, this doesn't look like Marathon to me. This is something else. And so they're asking questions about when will this alien race come, and the devs said, oh yeah, we don't have that in the game, but maybe later. And same with, you know, various decisions like proximity chat and just things that seem obvious. They're like, we're thinking about that, we're looking into it. It's like, bro, your game comes out in 4 months, you know?
Like, right. Like why are we talking about tremors and you ain't got no grabloids?
Right?
Like how do you like miss your calling on the game? Like, I thought you were making this as a passion project, and you don't have no passion behind the project.
Yeah, this is your target audience, brother, and you're
because I don't recall anyone asking for Marathon prior to like the PS4 announcement. Because I remember them. No, was it? Yeah, it was a PS5 announcement. I'm sorry. They announced Marathon, right? When they were announcing the PS5.
Well, I don't know. The single player one was like way back, but 2023
I'm talking about this
was
one.
when they announced the new one. Was 2023?
Okay, right.
Yeah, when they just showed like a little trailer.
The original one was like in like the early 2000s. I want to say like 2003, 2005.
Well, I know they did Marathon Durandal on Xbox 360, which was like, you know, an Xbox Live Arcade compilation of the old Marathon games.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I'm trying to see which one was. Which one was it? Infinity? No. I just want to play these way recent than that. 95, 96. I could have sworn it was more recent than that. I just remember when I played it. I don't understand why they would just. It seems like, well, it's the problem that I said before. Our issue with our disdain for the situations that like what Marathon is,
yes,
is because we are expecting the same thing that we got from back in the day, and these are completely different people.
Very true.
Right? So it's like, we want GTA 6, but if we're not, let's say if we don't like GTA 6, but the brothers are not there, you know, the soul of the writing, right? So you don't have those guys there. Not saying that it won't, like GTA 6 is not gonna have no soul, but you understand what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah.
You can't fault something that doesn't, like, if you expect someone to for the same result, and it's the chef is not the one that made it, like that as last time, you can't get mad, you know? You can't compare a dish that your grandma made to that your mom made, you know?
Yeah, very true.
No matter if it's the same dish, you cannot compare the two. Like, so it's like the expectation, you got a whole nother generation in there. They have their own ideas. They all have their own things that they want to try out and stuff like that. They might not like that idea that was from back then. They maybe want to tweak it a little bit, and that's where you get the I don't like this. They should have kept that's what happened.
That's where we're at. And maybe that's happening with Halo as well. You kind of see that.
Oh, that's been happening with Halo.
Where it's where it's like everybody wants the old Halo experience of like Halo 3 or Reach or whatever, whatever
Like
chosen
after
game.
3 was done. 3 was done.
Yeah.
And so when Reach and all those things came out, he was dealing with new people.
It's like, no, there's sprinting, there's grapple hooks, there's, a whole new feel to the way the game plays.
Like Doom. Like, how many hands has that changed?
A lot. But somehow it's maintained its base DNA, right?
Right. But every game can't be that lucky.
Yeah, that's a tough thing to pull off for sure.
So you can't fault the new people. So if you want to scrutinize, make sure you know the names of the devs that's in that game. So that way you can pinpoint your issue.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, all right, well, this person is not on the design team anymore, but this person seems like they're replacing them, so it's their fault. Now you have a pinpoint. Don't just say the entire studio, because now you're discouraging these people.
Yeah.
Now you better blame Greg and accounting.
That's Greg.
Because he wasn't at the last time. Or Barbara from marketing that didn't do the thing right, but you got to find who is at fault. Don't just blame the whole entire studio.
Yeah. That happened with
just wrong.
Gotham Knights, Suicide Squad.
Yeah, and they don't want to work in the industry no more. How many times have you heard that story? Like devs just dropping away from not just from a studio, just the industry entirely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's sad. Like, they're not going out and making their own games like how most people do, or making their own studios. They're just saying, like, F that. I'm just going to go work at Kroger's or something, Like,
yeah.
Stick my hand in IT at this firm.
Owen wants to be laid off multiple times. We want stability.
Scary market to be in.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you got your customer base are dicks.
To be fair, the gamers are, and the state of the discourse is really rough around gaming.
It's like, we got to find everything to bitch about. It's like, no, the flame on that thruster is completely wrong, because if it burned at a certain amount of kelvins, it wouldn't have been that color. Like, come on, don't be that dude.
The textures don't match the original.
Like, come on, man.
They changed the look of my favorite character. This game is woke.
Like, it was like a highlighter yellow when I originally played it, but now it's like a honey mustard yellow, and I don't want to I want a refund at this point. Like, don't have a real bullshit excuse to want your money back.
Yeah.
Like, how about not spend the money at all? Like, you knew it's iffy, and you still pre-ordered the game, and you spent the $150 on the game, and now you're pissed. But the whole world told you to watch out.
Yeah, they did.
Like, I regret. I'm saying all this, and I regret not buying the day before.
He still wanted to play it, even though he knew.
Yeah,
it wasn't real. Wasn't gonna work.
I wouldn't ask for my money back either. It's still been in my library. I'm kind of upset that I didn't do that, because that's a piece of gaming history.
Yeah, a little bit
at this point. So it's like, damn.
A piece of something.
But yeah, everything can't be Apex Legends and Marvel Rivals that just came out of nowhere. Well, Marvel Rivals, that their market is not as saturated as others, so they can have that.
There's a lot of hero shooters, but not a lot of superhero.
Right. You don't. That's it has an IP, a standing IP on its own. So you already have your market before you even release.
Yeah.
You have your comic book fans that's gonna play, and then you have your hero shooter fans that's gonna even try it out. And then to stay in the loop in conversations, they're all gonna play. Because I'm looking at the player count now; it's at 120,000.
Woo! speaking of rising player counts, Battlefront 2 hit a record on Steam of 12,000 players, which topped their initial launch numbers even.
I heard.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous, and that was all because of the May 4th thing. But people were playing well after that, though. That was awesome.
And one of the stars on Andor commented that it's time for Battlefront 3. So
no. I think that's no. Battlefront 2 didn't get enough love. Let's not do that. Let's revive 2. Let's bring some DLC. Let's do that. Let's not waste that much money.
Look at what modders have done. Modders have brought literally every Star Wars character into the game using mods. Like, why was that? Why did that never happen? You know, why don't we have Mace Windu, Ahsoka, Ventress? You know, where are all these iconic Star Wars characters that could have easily been added as heroes? Extra planets, all sorts of stuff that they could have added.
Yeah, it's like, it sucks that us as gamers, we know what we want and we do as we please, and we do it freely to benefit everyone. But then you got the studio that will see that and try to capitalize and ruin the whole thing for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, they see an idea like, damn, we could have capitalized on that shit. All right, shut it down. How can we do that? Make an update that just ruins their mods.
Yeah. Yikes.
Because they want to make a DLC that's not going to be even all that good. Which is kind of shitty. Shitty thing to do to people.
Yeah, you even look at the remasters of the classic Battlefront games. That didn't pan out either. That launched as a disastrous mess. And to this day, they never fixed it. They were just like, whatever. I guess we lost on that one. That shows how much they care about their own property and about you.
Especially you, because it was like, as they looked you dead in the eye and called you stupid.
Like, that's thanks for buying this old game.
Looked me dead in the eye. I was like, you're an idiot. But here you go. Thank you for your money.
Thank you. Bye. Hope you buy our next game. Jeez. Well, anything else you'd like to talk about today?
As far as gaming at the moment, there's things I want to talk about, but I can't talk about.
Some NDAs that we gotta wait to clear up.
There's so much cool things that's like happening in the background that I hope it comes to fruition. And it's like some of them that I can't wait for you guys to even hear about a release. Like, hey guys, we're working on this game, and now you guys are like, oh my god.
Yeah. A lot of games that we have on the horizon, like Dune Awakening. You got MindsEye that we talked about today. You got the Death Stranding sequel. You've got FBC Firebreak, which no one knows anything about. You know, we've just been watching gameplay trailers.
We've just seen whatever they allow us to see.
Whatever we've been allowed to see. You got Elden Ring coming out at the end of the week. Elden Ring Nightreign on the 29th. I mean, we are about to this month alone, we're about to get robbed. Just all that money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, like there's so much money involved with this month alone.
It's unbearable. And even just buying these games at base game price without collector's editions, it's very expensive.
3.
And
4? No, that's June. Okay, 4. Wow. So we have Dune, MindsEye. Oh, I guess. Oh no, that's something else. FBC.
Yep.
And you also have Death Stranding all of this month.
Yep. Also, a little indie game called The Altars comes out June 13th. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah. And Yeah, well, I don't know how much. This is what, like a $50-$40 game. They probably
Mhm.
want full price, right?
Yeah, I think the altars.
Oh, there's no price yet.
No price yet.
I thought this was on my wish list. I could have sworn this was. Remember when they
Yeah, why do they
announced it?
not have a price?
That is.
We're literally days away. Come on. I feel
What
like
the
it's a
hell?
$40 game, but I'm not sure. It could be more.
It could be more.
Because it is kind of an indie title, but a little bit of a toss-up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
June's
man.
going to be crazy, man.
July doesn't look too bad for me.
I just see Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, July 24th.
I don't even.
Wu Chang is
No, I got Killing Floor 3 for my
Oh, you
July
got Killing
24th.
Floor?
I don't even see that.
yeah, Wu Chang is really dope. Kind of looks like another like Souls-like, but it's like more on the action game side. And Wu Chang, I believe, is a Chinese developer.
August is
August is
petty.
crazy, dude.
Oh my god.
Mafia, The Old Country, Gears of War Reloaded, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Yeah.
Lost Souls aside.
Oh, is that in August? Oh boy.
Yeah, dude, that's the day before Metal Gear Solid.
Oh no. So Lost Soul aside, I gotta add that to my list.
No, dude, you got the same weekend. Gears, Lost Souls, and Metal Gear Solid. That's the same fucking weekend, dude.
Yeah.
Yo.
That's crazy. Not
That's
3 games,
and that's
every
what
day.
I mean. I
That's
literally
the
was saying
problem.
this earlier. Like, you would have multiple games come out, and this is just a month. I was saying earlier in a season.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this is just in 1 month.
And even when a lot of games are within a month, it's usually like there's one a week or something. It's usually a little more approachable. But one
You got
one
3
a
games
day,
in the same weekend.
one a day,
And they all are on the same fucking platform.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least Mafia comes out at the beginning of the month. It gives some breathing
It
room.
gives you some space. Yeah. You got a couple weeks for Mafia, and then you gotta have that game wrapped up.
Ghost of Yote's in October. Like, damn.
And Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra, the Captain America Black Panther game, that got pushed to next year.
It just got pushed.
As did GTA
I saw that
6.
coming though.
Yeah.
I wasn't even. When I saw the trailer this year, I was like, oh, that. I mean, no, last year, I guess.
Yeah, last year.
I was like, that's definitely getting pushed. That
yeah, no way.
That's definitely getting pushed. I see a late 2026 or spring 27 for that one.
I agree. That makes a lot of sense. Crimson Desert, I don't think we have a release date on that one yet.
Nah, there's no release date on that one yet, just yet.
I would just say all these games stay away from GTA 6.
No, they did.
You know?
Like, my thing is, right?
Yeah.
What kind of fucked everybody up is because I believe a lot of these games were meant to come out next year.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all about to scramble to come out this year because of GTA.
Yeah.
Because that's a little tight to be trying to come out at that time. It's like, hold up, wait. FBC got 3 games that day? Okay. Prime Simulator. Oh my god.
Yeah, FBC Firebreak is June 17. So we're gonna be on that.
Definitely gonna be
the
on
co-op vibes, and that one is 4-player, so that'll be really nice.
Oh, why did I think that? Ooh.
What's that?
I was like, I thought Pro Skater 3 and 4 already came out. I was never mind.
No. Yeah, not yet.
I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't
almost there.
Game it. Yeah, you guys are gonna like that. Shit.
Yeah, Pro Skater looks dope. Always been a fun game to play.
I think you guys are gonna have fun with that. That's crazy. I thought,
As
I'm
far
seeing
as
so
I
many
know,
games.
I think you'll have fun with it. Yeah.
I think you guys are enjoying
Who's
that.
to say, really?
Who's to say?
I don't know anything.
Oh shit!
I just got here. What do you mean?
Wow,
I
dude.
just got here.
It's so much I can't say, dude. It's
Yeah.
like I'll slip up.
And like we said, Marathon's not making September. No way.
it's
Like
not.
that's getting delayed.
Hell is us. I'm
Potentially
waiting on
canceled.
that, dude.
Oh yeah, that one looks good. Kind of like a Souls-like meets like Death Stranding kind of weirdness.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man.
And Deep Rock Galactic has a update called Survivor, and that's September 17. I've always played that game in very small slices, but a lot of fun. Really fun game. And I think Deep Rock Galactic is one of these games, launched at $30. But it has, if you look at its DLC, it has over $111 worth of DLC.
What? See, that's just egregious, man. Like,
Well, they make their money on the back end. Yeah, they're like, you want these skins, you want the supporter upgrade,
Yeah, but that's just wild.
Yeah,
that's
a lot. That's a lot. But I mean, look at games like Payday. You know, in order to keep up with Payday 2's DLC, you know, whether it's cosmetics or weapons or new heists, that's gotten up to hundreds of dollars as well.
True.
Just because they've supported it for over 10 years. And I think there's new content for Payday 3, which I'm going to see if we can cover that on the channel. We'll have to wait and see.
Definitely down for that.
Yeah, it's called Party Powder is the new heist, and Armor 2.0 is the new thing on the way. I don't know what they mean.
Oh, that's still this year? Holy shit. Okay.
What's that?
Directive 8020?
What is that?
I was told that unless it didn't get
Remember-
pushed back yet, they said it was getting pushed.
I don't remember that one. Let me see.
Yeah, Directive 8020.
Survival game.
Supposed to come out in 26, and I don't know why. It's
Oh, by
It-
Supermassive. Yeah.
yeah, it's not supposed to be like this. It's not supposed to be this soon.
Online co-op, shared split screen co-op. Yeah, Dark Pictures. Or the Dark Pictures anthology. Okay.
Be pushed though. It's not supposed to be coming out this year. Yeah, man, we're looking good though. Like it's a lot. I think like the last thing we should be worrying about is like this. I'm not playing this Alien game. I know I'm not doing
What's that?
it. The new Alien game that's coming out in what was it? September?
September?
Rogue Incursion. I think it's a VR game if I'm not.
Oh, yeah. No, I was counting on you to cover that. What do you mean?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Mr. VR, you know? Like put that on, break
Hell
everything
no.
in your house when you get scared.
Dude, I remember playing what was it? Robo Recall, and I broke my TV.
No. Yeah, that was rough.
Like my first VR game was Robo Recall, and I broke my TV that same week.
Heartbreaking.
Fortunately, I was good, and I bought a TV that day. But
Yeah, no, it's like we're not
like,
always
who
in
wants
that.
to drop like $800.
No.
Reason. I guess I gotta go buy a new TV.
And the devs didn't even cut you a check, you know?
Nope, not even. And no, dude, and it was like I was using my laptop, which was strange that VR worked.
Mm-hmm.
The one with the 1650.
Yeah.
Just playing VR games with that dude. I'm surprised that shit worked.
Powering through. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, Lost Souls aside, it seems like that's just gonna be on PlayStation.
I believe so. Yeah, because I think they bought him, so it's like a PlayStation Studios exclusive now.
Oh no. On Steam.
Oh, okay. Not unusual.
So it's probably that this is probably the third game that they've done that with a simul release.
Mm-hmm.
Because Helldivers was like the second. I remember another game coming out or two. That was like PC and PlayStation. Yeah, what game was that?
There's a couple. We still don't have a date for Where Winds Meet.
That's it's supposed to be this month. I mean next June or something like that.
I don't know. I'm not seeing a date anywhere, and that's PlayStation, Xbox, and PC on that one.
Mm-hmm. Could have sworn I just saw. Also decide. Killing Floor, no. I just saw it too. Hold on. Damn it, I just saw it. I literally just saw like a release for it, but I kind of skipped up.
Oh, for Where Winds Meet?
Yeah. Just when I saw him.
Like I see on like Google, it says April 19, 2024.
Yeah, it was.
But that's old. That's yeah, that was like pretty sure they pushed it back.
Yeah, the PC just wasn't like that was holding it up.
Mm-hmm.
PC release. I could have sworn it came out already.
Yeah, I'm not.
Actually, no, because Weathering Waves. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm an idiot.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was thinking of. We use like Where Winds Meet, but I'm like, Weathering Waves is what I'm assuming. I'm mistaking that for.
Yeah, and that came out last year, right?
No, Weathering Waves, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That one's really cool.
No, is this the one? No. Phantom Zero, I think that's what I'm waiting on still, though.
Oh, yeah, Phantom Blade Zero.
Phantom Blade Zero, yeah, I'm still waiting on that one. I know I'm getting that on PlayStation. I don't want to hear no hiccups on a on a PC.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
definitely got to get bought on the PlayStation. And if I'm streaming that, I'm streaming that directly off the PlayStation. I'm not even going to use my PC.
Yeah.
Freaking buy a camera if I got to. Because the thing is like $60 for a PlayStation camera, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Not a bad investment.
Yeah.
Right. Well, let's wrap it up there. Let everyone know where you can be found.
You can find me on Twitch at jstar0420. You can hear me on the Verbal Vibe Mode podcast on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Or you can hear me here on Aaron Shack's channel.
Usually all the time.
Weekends. yeah, all the time. Usually on the weekends, though.
Yeah, for real. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of the conversation, as always.
No problem, anytime.
Yeah. Everyone, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and to JStar's channels. You can find links in the description down below. And until the next one, take care, be safe, and have a good one.
Later. Peace.